Hi guys, welcome to the Esoteric Night of Malta. I am Rob. I am going to be reporting on Antarctica and we're going to go back into history today. I've been researching most of yesterday and I've written down quite a lot of notes. So we are going to, I'm going to read you out what I've written and then I'm going to take you through some screenshots, screen recordings of information. So I want to talk about Antarctica and what's really underneath there. There's 91 volcanoes in the Antarctic region. It's also the continent with the highest volcanic activity in the world. But I didn't know that. So let's go back to, I've got a lot of notes, right? You got Operation Highjump, we've got Operation Tabarin, we've also got Operation Deep Freeze 1955, but you've also got, when you go back to Operation Highjump, which is the main mission most people know about, Admiral Richard E. Byrd, Freemason. Not all Freemasons are bad, but when you get to the higher orders of Freemasonry, it does become a darker path, let's say. So I dug into Richard E. Byrd yesterday, and Operation Highjump was not the first time he went to Antarctica. It was the third time. First time was in 1929 with the Rockefellers. He led a private expedition. I'll go into Google Earth Pro in a little bit and show you the locations of the Rockefeller Plateau, or the Rockefeller Mountains, both I think actually, near the Queen Maud Land, I think. No, it's near Mount, yeah, anyway, let's look into it. I think it's Queen Maud Land. Queen Maud Land was named by Norwegian whalers, or discovered by Norwegian whalers, and it was named after Queen Maud, who was the Queen of Norway, and she was actually the granddaughter of Queen Victoria. What did Queen Maud like to do? It's written, it is documented. She used to like drinking the blood of skulls, out of skulls. Yep. So, anyway, let's look into my notes now, okay? I've actually written down in the book, so don't mind me looking down while I'm reading. I can remember most of them. So, I've been watching Linda Moulton Howe. She's amazing. I've actually talked to her, sent her an email a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about the Raptoids, the Raptors, they have a base under Malta. Kerry Cassidy found this from Mark Richards in one of her whistleblower interviews. Also, the Raptors are a fascinating alien race, but that's a bit off topic. But Linda Moulton Howe, funny story, okay? I actually used one of her clips in one of my YouTube episodes early on. I started my channel a few months ago, and my copyright strike ended today. So I can now do live streams. So yeah, these are going to be happening very soon now, because I've been eager to get some live streams done, as I like talking and sharing truth. Also, just a quick footnote. I was deleted from Twitter last week. I lost 8,114 followers. I went to bed Sunday night, a couple weeks ago now, ish. I woke up Monday morning, checked my phone. I was about 1,500 followers deleted. I was like, wow, there's a purge happening. Anyway, then I think it was Tuesday night, I was gone. They deleted me. At 5D Alchemist, Esoteric Night of Malta on Twitter, I did make some quite good threads. So anyway, I'm a bit of an artist with the old threads, but I did actually, funny enough, save them. I saved them 4 days before I was deleted, all as PDFs, so I've got them from my website. Anyway, Twitter. So, and I set up another account, a second account, different name, a slightly different name, and it was deleted 4 days later. So they've deleted me twice in 1 week. Wow. Just a bit of news as well. I've actually been asked to speak at speak and be a panelist on the Nephilim and anthropology event next year. It's online. It's also an event, I think, as well. This year is virtual because of what's going on. I've also been asked to do a 60-second introduction video to be shown, I think, on the event this year. So that's really, really good news. I'm really over the moon with this. I seem to have found my niche with what I'm supposed to do on this planet, I think. I've only been awake a year. I'm going to get back into Antarctica in a minute, but I just want to give you I wanted to tell you about Twitter because, people might not know. Anyway, so let's have a quick look at my notes I made yesterday. I was researching for about 6 hours. Researching, I wrote loads of notes yesterday, really. And I'm going to make a little book and keep going with it, and I've done it neatly. And, Fuel Society, Antarctica, Linda Moulton Howe's information, First Explorers, loads of stuff. So I'm going to go back to the First Explorers because, I used to think that Operation Highjump, or the Germans getting there first, was the first visit to Antarctica. No. So the first explorers were really the Polynesians, and apparently through Linda Moulton Howe's research, it was 650 AD, and they apparently made a canoe voyage, because obviously Polynesia isn't too far from New Zealand, so it's not within the realms of possibility. And they were essentially the first explorers that visited there in our civilization, not in other civilizations. So, also, Linda Moulton Howe also said that maybe the Venetian ships 2,000 years ago may have saw the coast after sailing to North America. In 1513, the Piris Ries Map it's got 1513 on it, but it was created by, was it a priest, I think, of a collection of, a priest or a captain, and it was actually a collection of 20 maps preceding the birth of Christ. Now the Piris Ries Map also shows the coast of Antarctica and its warm climate, as there is foliage, flora, fauna, animals on the map as well, I'm sure. So it's fascinating. Also, because I'm delving back into Antarctica again, I'm also getting people going flat Earth, planetary Earth. Look, I've looked into both. I'm quite undecided. I am leaning more towards planetary Earth. Now, please don't come and attack me, because I'm stepping up and actually doing my own research, sharing my truth, and looking into Antarctica. Because flat Earth theory, I believe, is a psyop. But there is some substance to it. There is some, and Admiral Richard E. Byrd talks about the ice wall. He also talked about woolly mammoths, but I believe that was when he went inside the Earth, into the entrance of Agartha, Hollow Earth. That's what I believe, really. So please don't attack me for what I do, okay? Let's be nice about it all. We can debate and have a laugh as well. So, also, let's just finish this little section on the first explorers. Later in the 15th century, a Dutchman, Dirk Gerrit, sailed to the South Shetland Islands. Then in 1773, Captain James Cook of the British Empire, he sailed to Antarctica, first person to cross the Antarctic Circle. Then 2 years later, 1775, Captain James Cook sailed the circumference of Antarctica, which would have taken, I don't know if he sailed all of it, because it would have taken a long, long time. Bear in mind, Antarctica is twice the size of Australia. And there's a whole that Google Earth Pro cover up, and it's apparently about 1,400 miles in diameter. It's the size of North Carolina or some other US state, maybe Georgia or something like that, I'm not sure. So that's a little introduction into the ancient first travelers of Antarctica. Now I've got information on alien structures underground. I'm not going to share that right now. I'm going to go through it in the timeline of history. So we're going to go back to, I'll just go over this again. I'll go over this again. So Admiral Richard E. Byrd, again, 1921, he became a member of the Federal Lodge Number 1, Washington, D.C. 1929, he led a private expedition for the Rockefellers and dropped 2 Masonic flags on the South and North Pole. 1935, now this is where it gets, next one. 1935, he established the first Antarctica Lodge, number 777. 60 of the 82 members were Freemasons. Again, not all Freemasons are bad, but some are, or they have a dark path, occult, and belong to occult secret societies. So this is where it gets interesting. Actually, I've not written down, but I'm going to go back off my knowledge. 1937, Richard E. Byrd was asked by the German Scientific Polar Research Society to visit Antarctica with them, to lead an expedition or joint lead it. He did that. That was the second time he went to Antarctica with the Germans, with the Thule Society. Goering, Hess were part of the Thule Society. Also, the Thule Society were a big fundie of the NAZI party. Captain Rishner, let's quickly brief over these. Right, we're going into Neu Schwabenland now, and Neu Schwabenland. A second. Neu Schwabenland, where it gets really interesting. You got the Conan base, which I believe is not. There's a huge underground structure at the Conan base. Also, I think Dr. Michael Sala talks about there being a big alien ship buried, crashed. I think the pre-Adamites crashed there, I think. But there's a lot of activity at the Conan base. It's quite inland as well. And so Neu Schwabenland was named by Captain Rishner. Captain Rishner was also part of the Thule Society, and he was flying. He used to be a commander. He's a commander, I think. It's a commander, captain. I have to read this. Sorry, I can't remember it all. So, Operation Tabarin. This is what I can't work out. So there's an Operation Tabarin of 1937, 1938, and there's also a mission. Well, there's an unnamed mission from what I can gather from what I've been looking at, and this is where Captain Rishner led a fleet, and they renamed a piece of land Neu Schwabenland. Neu Schwabenland was renamed in honor of its floating laboratory. His former flight ship was called Schwaben. This is why Neu Schwabenland was named Neu Schwabenland after Schwaben, his flight ship. The ship, his floating laboratory, carried 2 10-ton amphibious vehicles. They say amphibious vehicles, but I also saw a ship with, I'll show you later in this episode, with 2 10-ton planes on it. So I've got to try and narrow that down, because there were also, I'll pop a photo in now, the American Antarctica exploration vehicles with huge tires. I thought these were dropped off, but maybe they're not. So I'll just save that for the episode, right? So, and we've got on this website, it's great, this website, Neu Schwabenland. There's so much information on this website. It's very, very good. It's actually in German, Deutsch. I do speak German, but when it comes to the more technical, longer words, I struggle. So I've actually got one of my very good friends, that she's very knowledgeable. She's been awake 20 odd years. She has a lot of good information. She's translating some of it for me. She can let me know what she thinks about it. So I will add this in another episode. But essentially, these are documents. Old newspaper, 1952, Tuesday, Dienstag, 5th of August, 1952. They contain coordinates, and it's really quite fascinating because my friend said last night that these were coordinates for setting up bases. I think she mentioned Conan base as well when she was talking about it. But I'm going to have a little play around with these coordinates in a little bit. And I'm actually going to show you some Google Earth Pro because it's quite fascinating what you can see down there. So, but this website's great. There's a lot of old clips on it. I'm going to show you one. This one here. Flying saucers, Hannibals. Hannibals were saucers that the Germans developed. Sorry, stretch. Oh, can't see it. Great. What a surprise. Do you know what as well, guys? See if you see some videos that are good and worth saving, then download them, because a lot of material's been removed, like World War II when the burning of the books happened. And you know, when you start burning books, you're really burning history. And this is essentially a modern way of what they're doing with censorship. You know, I don't have a voice anymore. I lost 8,000 followers. I got them in about 4 or 5 months with what I was researching and posting. And I didn't talk about, I've got it written down actually. Perhaps I'll show you. I've never talked about certain things on my channel and on my Twitter. I never talked about these on Twitter. I've never talked about this. I've never talked about this either. Corony. I've never talked about that. And yet I still get deleted twice because of the content that I share. You know? So, Jack. Yeah, that's what I think. I'm not going to swear today. It's Sunday morning. So let's get back into it, okay? Neu Schwabenland. I can't show you the video that I wanted to, but I do actually have some saved on my hard drive. I'll dig them out for you. But let's go down. So there's lots of stories. I want to get back into my notes actually. I might get a bit digressed looking at all this, but look, this website's really good. I can actually translate it, yeah. There we go. There's a lot of good information on this. I'm not going to read it all out because let's go back to my notes, okay, guys? But this base 211, remember that, okay? Because my notes lead on to this. So, base 211 is in Neu Schwabenland, and the story I'm going to read to you now is the setting up of base 211. And base 211 is where Hitler and his deputy Fuhrer Martin Bormann, the deputy Fuhrer, at the end of World War II, Hitler and Martin Bormann's deputy Fuhrer apparently escaped, and they escaped either by U-boat down past South Africa, through the South Atlantic, into the Antarctic Sea, and to Basel 211 on the north coast. As you look at it, the north coast of Antarctica, the Atlantic side of it. So this area where they went to, apparently, bear in mind there was also UFO sightings, big UFO mother sightings, near Berlin towards the end of the World War II. So there's also theories about them escaping, and also scientists and officers essentially escaping on alien ships, or were they actually just German Hannibal flying saucers? So we'll see. So let's get into my notes, okay? It was really around 19. So I told you about Admiral Richard E. Byrd, and he went 1937-38. Went with the German Scientific Polar Research Society to Antarctica, and I believe it was with Captain Richner on his expedition, which was, I also believe, Operation Tabarin, although it's hard to sort of link these two missions up. They don't really link them up, not from what I've seen anyway. So around 1940, it started with the Thule Society. They are a... Let's read this, sorry. Yeah, they were a secret society. And Hitler, Hess, Göring were all part of it. Also a lot of other officers I can't really name. Karl Bonitz also took over as Fuhrer after Hitler's death. The body double, Hitler was shot in the head. Yeah, right. Also there's stories about Hitler going to Bariloche, also travelling to Argentina with the approval of the Argentinian government, and then going to Brazil to settle. So it's either Brazil or Bariloche, although I have a feeling that he did go there, then he went to base 211, or he went there first or after, and then he went off planet. I think he went up to the moon. That's just my opinion. That's just as if he's going to stay on Earth when he knows what's out there with secret space programs that developed after the story I'm going to tell you. Well, secret space programs really didn't. It was more the Dark Fleet, the German space program, which also I believe developed into eventually the Mars Germans, probably during the 60s and 70s, and they're kind of a breakaway, the German breakaway civilization. The Fourth Reich are on the moon. That's what I believe. It's 2 German space groups. That's what I believe. Anyway, so I've got so much information, guys, so sorry if I'm going a bit off tangent, and yeah, I'm trying to structure it as best as possible, but it's quite hard. So I told you about Admiral Richard E. Byrd. He also mysteriously died in 1957, 1 year before the Antarctica Treaty was signed by most countries in the world. So let's go back to 1940. 1938. 1938, Richard E. Byrd was asked to go to Antarctica with the Germans. 1940, submarine bases were built in Neu Schwabenland. Germany also started exploring Antarctica. Certain journeys from Germanic people date back to the 1800s, led by Captain Alfred. Oh no, that's Richner. There we go. That's a little bit of snippet of information. So where is it now? Captain Richner. So he really made the first mission down to Antarctica, I believe, with Admiral Richard E. Byrd. They set up Neu Schwabenland. I can show you. Let's go Google Earth Pro. So we're going to go down to Neu Schwabenland now, and This base also served as a U-boat sort of service stopping off point for the Germans en route to Argentina, because it's not actually a bad journey from the Atlantic, because it's actually a ridge that runs down. Let's actually have a look at it. Google Earth Pro is pretty goddamn good. You can really start to delve into things. Let's just see where we are here first. Australia, Africa. Then we want to be here. So I think that's a ridge there. See that crack? So anyway, Africa, America, let's spin us around so it's a bit easier to understand. Yeah, I think that's a ridge there. That's a place. So let's go up here. Okay, we've got the Atlantic. You see this crack coming down here. I think it's called the North Atlantic Ridge. I need to double check that, but this comes right down to Antarctica through the South Atlantic Ocean. Also, this ocean down here, but leading down to Antarctica, is the roughest in the world. I've watched some yachts going down the South Atlantic, also the South Pacific over here. It is rough. I'm not joking, like seriously rough. So U-boats were great because obviously they could go slightly under the surface and dive as well. But it's also believed this ridge runs right down under into Neu Schwabenland, which goes along with the theory of U-boat, right? The Germans also, I've got so much to say about Antarctica. I love this topic, really. But the story goes, Germans, Admiral Karl Bonitz boasted, I've got it written down actually, German Admiral Karl Bonitz stated in 1943, quote, "The German submarine is proud of having built on the other side of the world a Shangri-La for our Fuhrer, an impregnable fortress." So, and this was on Neu Schwabenland. This is base 211. And this is just my research. But again, right, when you follow that line down through Africa and America down the Atlantic, this line comes right down. And Neu Schwabenland's down here. Sure, it's about here. I might need to double check. Let's type it in. I'm not sure if it actually comes up when you type it in. I'm sure it will actually. No, it's taking us somewhere to Germany. Standard. Let's type in Antarctica, see what comes up. Yep, are we getting something? Yeah, it's not showing us Neu Schwabenland though. I need to actually, let's see. Okay, so I've actually just found a little map to show us. If we tap in Queen Maud Land, let's have a look. This should bring us up. Yep. Okay, so Queen Maud Land, come on, where is it? I might have to search around. It's north. There we go. Queen Maud Mountains. Queen Maud Land is actually about this area, if you follow my cursor. So this area around here. Queen Maud Land's quite big. Neu Schwaben, let's have a look here. So have a look here, Queen Maud Land. Go back to Google Earth Pro. Yeah, Neu Schwaben is here. Right, Neu Schwaben is right here on this bit here. So Mount Sidley also, I pinned that yesterday because yeah, the Rockefeller Plateau, sure the Rockefeller, no, something near here. Oh, the Conan base, yeah. Conan base is west of Mount Sidley. So Neu Schwabenland is on the coast here. If we zoom out a little bit, Conan base is inland around here somewhere. Again, I'm just setting up my Google Earth Pro, so I'll start pinning some things to show you. But Neu Schwabia, you can see America and Africa, and this ridge runs right down here and goes essentially under the ice, under the cliffs. Now, I'm actually going to put the camera back on me because I think I haven't really got much to show you. I really want to just talk about what I know. This is a fantastic website. I'll put this website on the description of the video. UFO Insight. It's really good. Lots of information on it. This is an artist drawing of base 211. There's also a video I've seen and got. Might put it in. I'll try put it in with, and it shows the US military, Marines in a snowy location. Some people say it's fake. I don't know if it's fake or not. It still opens the mind to what's actually down there, because there's so many pyramids, all sorts down in Antarctica. Like, it's unreal. There's skeletons being uncovered, giant Nephilim heads, skeletons, loads of stuff. Mr. BB3 on YouTube, 333, sorry, has some really good information on Antarctica as well. He seems to be delving into it, which is good. More people need to. Brad Olson has some great books also. He's been there once. So yeah. So now I'm just going to talk about what I know, and I'll drop some photos in as well. But the story goes, Neu Schwabenland, let's go back in the subs, and they come down the Atlantic, and they essentially go, I believe, down the ridge, the Atlantic ridge, and go underneath the cliffs. I've got a good picture to show you. And they go under the ice, underground, under the sea. They're in the sea, subs. And they come up in a dock, in a cavern, in the geothermal cavern. Maybe not all geothermal, but not warm anyway. But essentially, the story goes, someone went to Antarctica, and they came up into the dock, and you don't have to decompress. You can just come up and out the sub. So some sort of alien tech, or alien off-planet tech is a better word. Off-planet advanced technology is in play there, I think. So also base 211 was about 1940s. This is when they got the submarine bases done in Antarctica, and they started to live down there. They also believe that I believe they discovered advanced tech down there. The Germans also got a lot of information from Tibetan shamans. The Germans had, at the end of World War II, missions worldwide, recce's, like recon missions, looking for artifacts. Edge of Wonder talks about this as well, Rob and Ben. So really, the Germans had a lot of occult knowledge, and Hitler knew about this. The Ark of the Covenant, Spear of Destiny, all fantastic episodes on Edge of Wonder. They were deleted off YouTube as well. Also, please subscribe to my BitChute, guys, because it's probably only a matter of time. So we'll see. Anyway, let's have a quick look at my notes again. But the story, I mean, it goes so in deep with Antarctica. Secret space program, different ET races are down there. I believe a big, or used to be, I still think really a big population of reptilians are down there. Indigenous reptilians, not the Draco. The Draco, I believe, are being pushed back and sort of losing control of Earth at the moment. They're also getting pushed back a few years ago in space, even in the Orion system, they're struggling because our raptor friends are helping us. If you don't know about the raptors, watch Kerry Cassidy's interviews with Mark Richards. They're amazing. So see what else I've got written. There's also been sightings of Hitler and Joseph Engel, the Angel of Death, in Argentina. And, you know, I always say, you know, we didn't win World War II. The Germans won it, and they just went underground with the Roman Empire, with the Freemasons, with secret societies. And, you know, they use our money. You know, the state of the countries that we live in, although we are in good Britain and America predominantly, you know, we're in good countries at the moment. But, you know, all of our taxes and charity money and all sorts gets funded into these black projects, which the industrial military complex, because there were so many different compartments. But, you know, our money, they use our money to go off planet and to have advanced technology and all sorts. And it's pretty, you know, it's pretty tiresome of the excuse about, oh, humans can't handle disclosure. I'm sorry, but it's about time to actually, you know, how many times do you need to see photos of an apparent UFO? Oh, it's a hot air balloon. It's a weather balloon. Seriously, like, you know, can you verify that? How about opening your mind? The key is just having an open mind and believing in, you know, just not even believing, just looking, you know. So it's just fascinating how many people put it down, because they really try and keep us in a box of science. Graham Hancock has been attacked. All sorts of people, you know, we're just trying to share the truth, and it's quite frustrating sometimes, isn't it? So, but Antarctica, I believe Atlantis. I believe Graham Hancock talks about it as well. I really believe that when the end times of Atlantis, when the crystal generators blew up, that's when I think the pole shifts occurred then. Crystal generators below Atlantis blew up, and that's when Atlantis sunk. Well, sunk. There's a few theories. Also, there was a asteroid cataclysmic event 1,600 years after Atlantis, or about 12,000 years ago. And the cataclysmic event warmed the ice up from Atlantis going. When Atlantis sank, there was also an ice age developed, and that ice age lasted for so long. Then I think an asteroid hit, then that warmed everything up, and then either one of those cataclysmic events, the first one, Atlantis swung and ended up below Antarctica, or is I think, I don't know, that's what I think. It's also talk about millions of years ago, Pangea coming down, a chunk of Pangea coming down and ended up as Antarctica. So I'm in between those two theories. Nothing's for certain. It's very hard. It's very, very hard to actually prove something in these fields because of the we're pseudo scientists, you know, pseudo researchers, because we think out of the box. So I really want to go to Antarctica. Really want to go there. Also, guys, get some books. This book is amazing. It's not that expensive, but some of the runes, imagery is absolutely fantastic. You can't really see it actually, but it's really good. Very good book. And reading is the best way to learn. So I think we're going to leave that there, guys. And yes, it's been fun. Please like my videos and share them if you can, because I've lost all my voice because of my censorship. I'm also on Rumble, BitChute, Vimeo. I've got Patreon, which I've also got a website domain name saved, which I'm going to start work on the website soon as well. So eyes open, no fear. Try to focus less on the 3D world at the moment, because there's a lot of timelines sort of starting to merge, and I really believe that, and people, my good friend also says stop focusing on it, so does Simon Parks, and focus on the positives that are happening, because there are some positives happening in the world right now. But anyway, this episode was about Antarctica. I'm not going to get digress. So also please subscribe to my BitChute. I will be doing, I might do a live stream later today. I feel like doing a live stream very soon actually. So yeah, anyway guys, hope you're all well. That's it. See you later. Bye bye.